Hi everybody and welcome back to Cooking with Mark. Today we're going to be making my homemade baked beans. Every time I go to a family get together, everybody's asking me to bring my baked beans. My mother used to make baked beans, but she would make the beans, do the beans right from scratch, boil the beans, and then cook them. And honestly, I love my mother to death, but they tasted horrible. So I came up with another way to make baked beans, and everybody in the family loves them, and I'm always asked to bring them to any kind of family get-together. So what you're going to need is, depending on how big how many people are in the family or get-together that you're doing, would be dependent on how many cans. I'm actually using 2 of these cans. This is the 54 ounce. You're using between a half a cup and about a cup and a half of mustard. You're using a half a cup to about a cup and a half of ketchup. And you're going to use 8 to 16 ounces of light brown sugar. Now all you're going to do is just simply mix this all together, just as you see here. When you get done, it should look something like this. Now, when you get it mixed all up, it's going to be a little soupy, which is just the way it's supposed to be. Now, when it comes to your flavors, you can, don't fret. You want it to be a little spicy. You want it to have a little tiny kick, but not anything that's going to burn your throat, which is why it's only ketchup and mustard. So when you taste this, and you're just going to take your finger and just put it in here and just taste the sauce. If it doesn't have enough kick to it, which this doesn't, it's got a little bit of kick, but not enough to what I'm used to. So we're just going to add a little more mustard to it, because the mustard is what's actually going to give it the kick. Now you can always start out with a little bit of brown sugar and a little bit of ketchup and mustard and see what the flavor entails. And if you want it to be a little more, then you just keep adding to what your desired taste is. I'm going to stir this up. And then we're just going to taste it. It's got the kick that I was looking for, so that's perfect. So, you know that everything that I cook is not the traditional meals. I like to add stuff to everything that I make. So, what I've done is I've purchased beef smoked sausage. It's real meat. It's not any of the pork and chicken and hamburger and all that put together. This is all beef sausage patties, or I'm sorry, smoked sausage. You want them cut really thin, almost like maybe a 1/4 inch thick. And you're just going to plop these in here. Please make sure that you do wash your hands beforehand. And you're going to mix this around. And when you get done, it should look something like this. Now, after it's all mixed, this is such an easy meal to do, especially for the summertime. You don't want to be spending a lot of time in the kitchen. And everybody's like, oh, what are you going to bring? What are you going to bring? Everybody always brings chips. They bring soda, a salad. Nobody brings something, out of the ordinary. So this is really a good dish to bring. And then you're just going to pour it into your pan. This is a 13x9 cake pan. We want to make sure that we Don't overfill this. I'm just going to fill it up a little more. And I was smart. I did get a little tiny round 8-inch cake pan, just in case I had any leftovers, which I may dump some of this into here. So when you get done, it should look something like this. So when you get done, they should look something like this. They're nice and even, both. And then the topping is just bacon. Give me one moment here. And all you're going to do on the bacon is just simply layer it across the top. Now, when you're doing the bacon, this is 12 ounces of bacon, which is the average for any bacon that you buy at the store. Thin, thick, it doesn't really matter. We are just going to simply take the bacon and layer it across the top, like so. When you get done, it should look something like this. So when you get done, it's going to look something like this. The whole top is going to be covered in bacon. Now you have a few options here. You can just simply sprinkle a little bit of ketchup on them, you know, crisscross ketchup and mustard. Sprinkle a little brown sugar, or you could just do brown sugar, or you could just do a little bit of ketchup. It's actually up to you. What we're going to do is we're just going to crisscross with the ketchup. And then the spots that don't have the ketchup, we're going to do the mustard. And then we're just going to take the little bit of brown sugar that I do have left. I always carry extra everything in the house just so I don't run out. You notice there is a little bit of bread in here. That's to keep the brown sugar fresh, so it doesn't get hard on you. Which, if you don't do that and you put it in a bag, it will get hard, and then it's really hard to work with. And then all you're going to do with your brown sugar is just simply sprinkle it across the top, like so. Now the beauty with brown sugar is even if you take it out of the take the bread out, because the bread is no good, and you put this in back in your box, you seal it up, it's going to get hard again. The solution is once your bread gets hard, just throw another slice of bread in there, or once your brown sugar gets hard, throw another slice of bread in there, and that will actually soften it up so you don't have to worry about it. You want to set your temperature on your oven at 350 375. I have it at 350. No, I apologize. I have it at 375. Now, because everything does bubble over, we are going to use a cookie sheet to prevent any of that from happening. Because we don't want it to bubble over and get into the stove. So all you're going to do is just simply take the cake pan and put it in the center. Same with the other ones. Just throw it in the center. That way, if it does bubble over, it's not going to bubble over and you'll have an oven to clean afterwards. And you're going to set it in the oven, right in the center, and bake it for 375 for about an hour. Now, the reason why you're baking this for an hour is it's the bacon. It has nothing to do with anything else. Everything else is already pre-cooked. So you just want to cook the bacon, and that's why you're cooking this for an hour. So I will see you back in about an hour. Now, as you can see, this is all done. The bacon, because it cooks right in it shrinks right up and cooks right into the center. The beauty on baked beans, is this. You can have them as a side dish. If you make them with the kielbasa, you can have them as just a quick meal. Or you could take your baked beans after they cool down and put them on bread and have a baked bean sandwich. It's something I used to do when I was a kid. Very easy recipe to make. So simple. Did not take that long. Once again, this was Cooking with Mark, and it was baked beans, homemade baked beans with kielbasa in it and bacon on the top. If you have any questions, it'll be up on my website. It'll also be up on my YouTube account, my Twitter account, and my Cooking with Mark Facebook page. Thank you again for watching. Have a good day now.